It's time to bear down.
Mike Berman is here to bring you the best of the Bears.
There's a Berman. Where? On the Bears. Oh. Every hit.
Every touchdown. Every Monday.
Berman on the Bears.
Brought to you by the Berman Auto Group.
On the Big 89 WLS.
Mike Berman, there are no words. Should we just take
really
a 5-minute moment of silence here?
What's the segment? Usually 9 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's
go
do a 9 or
5.
10 minute moment of silence.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that can be said. Is there any hope? Is there any hope of fixing this?
No.
All right, cool.
Next question.
That's Mike Berman on the Bears. Now, look, the quarterback, a young man named Justin Fields, he had his best game as a pro.
He sure did.
But what happened, Mike Berman, when the fourth quarter started? Did they all go to Portillo's? Yeah, what happened in that fourth quarter?
When they had too many beefs, too many dogs.
Well, it just appeared 17-0, in the fourth quarter. And I, by the way, thought the game was actually done because I'm that stupid. And I took my grandkids to do something more fun. We went to see the Paw Patrol movie. And by the way, there's more hitting in the Paw Patrol movie.
That was a better use of your time.
So I told these guys, I saw the score, and I thought my phone was broken. It's like, even the Bears couldn't have done this. But mistake of the game, listen.
They go for it, and I don't think he got there.
4th and 1, they go for it when they could have kicked a field goal, had the lead, and forced Denver to win the game. And instead they go to a shotgun, so your 1-yard gain is now a 5 to 6 yard gain. What in the hell is that coach thinking?
I don't know. I'm still trying to rack my brain and figure out how all of those series of decisions came to be made. Because the first one, in my opinion, is you've lost 13 straight games. You've got about a 35-yard field goal.
And a great kicker.
With a guy who's very accurate at that distance. And you pass on kicking it. Okay, fine. I don't like the decision. I'm taking the lead there and giving my defense a chance to get one stop and end this super, super ugly winning streak that's almost stretched 12 months. But fine. You make the call. First of all, you go hard count. You try and draw them off sides. Doesn't work. You take a timeout. Then you come back. And Eberflus said after the game, we did that and we took the timeout because we wanted to get the best play in there. We wanted to make sure everyone was aligned appropriately. Their best play was running from the shotgun with Khalil Herbert. It's just baffling. It's baffling. And you get stopped, and once you get stopped, you know what's coming. That was it. You knew the Bears were losing that game. So and in the locker room, the players backed up the decision that Eberflus made, but I can't get over the fact that you had a chip shot field goal opportunity to take the lead and ask your defense to get one stop. You're a defensive coach. Don't you trust your defense to get one stop against a Broncos team that's also winless?
Yeah, and honestly, honestly, Mike, at this point, I could give a rat's ass who he trusts and who he doesn't trust. You have an opportunity to win the game. You're an NFL head coach, allegedly. Make the appropriate decision that every fat guy in a Bears jersey was making in the stands, and every kid playing Madden would have made at home.
Right, exactly.
Kick the field goal, give your team the lead, ask your defense to get one stop, and end this albatross of a losing streak. And you don't do it. It really is. It's like defies logic.
Cole Kmet had a highlight. You want to hear a highlight, Jen?
Yeah, I love Cole.
Fields rolling right. He's going to turn it up, or is he going to throw it? He does! Touchdown! Number 2 for Cole Kmet.
Since the Bears didn't draft Patrick Mahomes, that's the closest you'll ever see to Patrick Mahomes in a Bears jersey.
Sure did look like
Roll
it, yeah.
right, throw left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Fields was terrific. He really was terrific yesterday. I know he had the game-sealing interception. He had the costly fumble that led to a scoop and score and ended up tying the game at 28. But this was the best we've ever seen Justin Fields look, the most comfortable. 16 straight completions to begin the game. Are you kidding me? His only incompletion in the first half was a Hail Mary at the end. I was mad. I was mad they asked him to throw the Hail Mary knowing that would be incomplete, likely.
Yeah, I wanted to see how long the streak could go.
Yeah, he had would have had a perfect first half, but he just looked so comfortable. I thought that, listen, credit to Luke Getsy calling plays. They were calling plays using rollouts, using pre-snap motion, stuff that made Justin Fields comfortable and put him in a position to succeed, and he was ripping it. He was, as he'd said the other day, he wasn't thinking. He was just going out and playing football, and he looked fantastic. So it's important to note all that stuff. DJ Moore, big game. Cole Kmet, big game with 2 touchdowns. But in the end, Fields said it was on him. He said there was miscommunication on that final interception that sealed the game.
Well, they never should have been in that position. Never.
And unfortunately, that as a quarterback is what you get judged on. Those late game drives.
Yeah, how it ends.
Costly mistakes.
How it ends. That's just it. Yeah, I mean, so they're united as a team in the locker room, not blaming anyone.
I don't buy that, by the way. But
exactly.
I understand they're doing that publicly, which is what Mike said.
And so so what happens today at practice? They say cut the noise and move on. I mean, you have to address it, I think, internally as this team.
Address what? The fact that they haven't won since Bush was in office?
They got to find a way to win. And they looked so good. And for the fact that the Broncos, who played terribly, still beat them, they have to look at that. Or I don't know. I guess you don't look backwards.
If you have an infection, you take an antibiotic. If you've got a bad cough, eventually you probably have to go to the doctor. What is the medicine for this team? Does it mean one of the coaches has to get fired, or maybe they all have to get fired to shake it up? What do they need to understand the problem they're in?
The medicine that they need is to at this point, just keep losing and get the first 2 picks in the draft. Because, they own the Panthers' first-round pick next year as well, and the Panthers are really bad. They could be picking first and second. That could be Caleb Williams, USC's quarterback, and Marvin Harrison Jr., Ohio State's star receiver. I just don't see anything within this season that's going to drastically alter what's going on with this team.
They have set a record for most consecutive losses in about 150 years of Bears history. So you got that. I'm not sure this is not a 2-15 or a 1-16 team at this point.
Oh, so you think you're fairly confident they're going to win a game, Steve? Because I'm not.
Oh, God.
Just give us one.
Come here,
we
Berman.
can celebrate.
Come here, let's give Berman a hug.
Maybe they need to watch some highlight reels. You know what happened
of other
Don't get
teams?
confused.
No, this past week. You know what happened 38 years ago? This past weekend with the Bears, right?
Yeah.
It was Walter Payton who threw a touchdown pass to Jim McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember
That's
that?
great.
Berman?
Yeah. No, listen, for the sake of the memory of Walter Payton, have some pride and play better.
Yeah, right.
And that's just scratching the surface. Well, listen, Mike, if you're not getting compat pay from NBC, let us know.
Can you guys write a letter, make some calls, see if we can make
100%.
that happen?
100%. Yeah. If you walked into NBC corporate HR right now and said, "I'm too stressed to cover the Bears," they'd pay you immediately.
We understand.
So, all right, Mike Berman, thank you, buddy.
All right, guys, let's see if the Bears on a short week. Remember, they play Thursday night in D.C. Let's see if they can flush this yucky feeling and end this losing skid.
Yeah, how about Super Bowl Ron Rivera gets a chance to shove it up the Bears' butts.
Ron Rivera's not going to let that happen.
That'll be great.
This is exactly what he wants to do.
All right, thanks, Mike. You really cheered us up.
Yeah, great.
And now there's this.
Hit the showers, Bears fans. Berman on the Bears brings you the hits every Monday. Brought to you by the Berman Auto Group, right here on the Big 89 WLS.
Yeah, Mo, that team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. Well, I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
It's the most cogent analysis
That's
we've
exactly
heard.
right.